everyone. Honestly, I never wanted to become a physical therapist in my life, but here I am. It just happened randomly. Not random, it just like Indian educational system. I chose biology and then I was left with just one choice because I had lower grades in like 11th and 12th grade. So there was just one option, just go for a PT. And then I got into the PT field. I never liked any subjects into the PT field. But as I got into the field, I just didn't learn about the anatomy and the physiology and like rehabilitation. I was learning more about myself and how my body works and everything. And as I've always been a chubby kid, I was like really fat when I was a kid. And between like maybe in my teen age and like until I turned like 18, 19, I was really unhealthy. I was looking ugly, but I didn't know that. I was like still very confident kid, didn't care about health at all. And there is a reason behind that. Because I never got exposed to like what is health, what is fitness, what is nutrition. But one day my father realized, okay, she is very fat. And then he got an appointment with some dietitian, and then we went for the appointment. She gave me a diet chart. That was like typical Indian diet chart. I don't know like how does it work, but I lost like 20 to 25 kgs in like 5 months without exercising and like any physical activities. Even like she told me not to even walk too much. It was like very limited and restricted, even though I like lost 25 kgs in 5 months, which was crazy. But that was a good starting point for me, because then I realized, okay, I can look good. I was literally looking ugly. I was so unhealthy. And as like I started liking my aesthetics and everything, I started experimenting with new diets and new workouts. I started going to the gym and like all sort of things. But there was no knowledge about how nutrition really helps, especially for women. I never tracked down my protein. I never tracked down my macros. I was more focused on cardio. I was doing strength, but not that much. It was like the secondary thing for me. And a reason for that as well, the society I grew up in, like my parents were not educated enough to educate me on nutrition and fitness and everything. Like no one was like in the sports. No one was in the nutrition as well. Even like my friends, they were never into fitness. Like we all used to go out together, eat together, we gained weight together, we lost together, but we never focused on a nutrition. It was always about, okay, we gain weight, let's lose it. We gain weight, let's lose it. Let's try this, let's try this. But we never tracked down a nutrition at all. And then I turned like 26, and then I got married and I moved to States. And then I got a different new exposure of this new world. I mean, there is a huge difference between how I treat people back in India and how I treat people over here. I saw people so much into the fitness. People just talk about the sports. They were like, grew up playing the sports, swimming, baseball, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics and everything. And in India, it was just study. We never had an exposure of sports at all. But I was somehow always interested in sports. I don't know why, because my mom used to love like cricket or something like that. She was like very interested into it. And maybe somehow I got that thing into me. I used to play like some sort of volleyball and basketball, badminton back in India. But when I got here, I'm like, I was nothing, like literally nothing. I saw a whole new world of the fitness. People go crazy over here. When I got here and when I started working in a clinic, and then I heard about the stories like, why did you become a PT? I'm like, I don't have answer for that. It just happened. I never wanted to become one. And when I asked people over here, like, okay, give me your answer, like, why did you become a PT? Literally everyone had genuine, inspirational, some motivational stories behind that. Okay, I was playing the sports, I hurt myself, and then I got into the PT, like, I got the treatment with the physical therapist, and that's when I realized, okay, I really like working with people, I really like sports, so I really like helping people. And I'm like, okay. And literally in that surrounding, in my clinic, I was the only one who didn't have the answer. Over here, everyone choose their field because they are passionate about it. And I'm like, okay, that is something new for me. But for me, there was no reason, there was no motivation, there was no inspiration. But because I was chubby, because I was unhealthy, because I started working out, because I got into this fitness journey for myself, and because I am into the PT field, and I got to know many people over here, like on the everyday basis, I got curious more about the health. I never tracked down my protein, literally. I was always this like a girl, a kid, like call it anything. I am always like calm person, never get that much angry, like always like in a happy zone, never had that many mood swings in my life. So I'm like, okay, it happens like when girls say like, okay, this is my period cycle, I'm feeling this because of my hormones or something like that. I'm like, really? Because I never had that thought. I never thought about it. And as I started getting more into this thing, I'm like, okay, let me research about this thing and start tracking down my proteins, macros, and everything. So literally my husband had been telling me for like 2 years since we got married, like, take protein, keep track of the protein, take protein. But I was never into that thing. I always thought like, I'm gonna get bulky, I'm gonna gain weight. For me works, which is like intermittent fasting, and the keto, which is like suits best for me. Sorry for that. So whenever I gain weight, I just like do a crash diet, which is like keto and the intermittent fasting, and I lose literally weight in like a month, 7 to 8 kgs, and that's all. And then like keep doing the gym, some sort of cardio and the strength, and that's all. And then somehow like I'm still inconsistent. But yeah, but where was I? So it got me almost 3 years to convince myself about taking protein every day. I started with like 50 to 60 grams per kg. Then I did like 100 to 120 grams every day for almost like 3 to 4 months. Literally, I've seen a huge change in my life. I thought, so I was here like in terms of mood, happiness, energy, and everything. I thought this is the level, this is it. I cannot feel anything like beyond than this, because I never exposed to those things at all. This was the world for me. This is the limit for me. And then I started taking the protein, and this went up to here. Literally, I started having just one coffee in the morning, and that's all. Like, I never craved for coffee. I never craved for the second coffee after that because I was so energized throughout the day. My mood swings were almost gone. Like, I never thought, okay, I really actually didn't have the mood swings, but I did have, which I realized after checking down my nutrition, that okay, I am feeling this good and energized. Then periods as well. Like, I used to have like horrible cramps during the periods, and like after those like 3 to 4 months, I'm like, literally it went down up to 70 to 80%. Trust me on this. And then that's it. I'm like, okay, this is something really we don't understand, and especially like Indians, I guess, because when I was in India, I was never exposed to those things. But I came here, got exposure. Even like today, my friends don't talk about the nutrition, how they want to get fit. It's all about like food and like emotional these things. I feel like there is not enough community, enough knowledge, not enough exposure for the Indian people at all, especially for women. Being women, like, we are responsible for so many things in our life except ourselves, and it is so important to do the exercises which is specifically for women. There is a huge difference between like how men can keep track of the nutrition and how they can work out versus how a woman can keep their nutrition track, how women can keep a track of their nutrition, and like how they should work out. I always used to follow like what my husband is doing because we always work out together, so I just follow him, and that's all since past 3 years, I guess. And even like when we work out, he is burning like 1,000 calories and I'm hardly like burning 400 to 500 calories, even though we work out same. So that's why I'm like, okay, our body is very different than their bodies. And that's when like I started researching about women's health and everything, but there is not enough research papers or like enough research because we have the hormonal changes every day, because we have the periods, we have the period cycles which comes every month. So literally we don't know like how to do our diet, how to work out, what should we include in our workout sessions, what is the most important thing in our health. So that's why I'm here. I just really want to share what I am getting to know and learning and experimenting with myself to you guys. I hope I can reach as many as women in my life and get them exposed about the fitness world and make them independent, not just financially, but physically as well. You know what? So this is also a huge difference which I find like when I treat people over here, like when I used to treat patients in India and when I treat patients over here, it's a huge physical gap. People just don't want to get out of the bed while doing the exercises. They just want like all the table exercises, like stupid bridges and clamps, and that's all. That's their physical therapy, and like all sort of like passive treatment which includes like electrotherapy and everything. Over here, table exercises are like very basic exercises. They are like, what are we doing? Because their physical fitness level is on another level. People just don't want to do the squats in India, literally in the physical therapy, or like even PTs are like, okay, this is not important, just like do bridges, clamps, SLR, and that's all. Over here, it's a completely different perspective in the PT world as well. That's what I want to bring to you guys as well, that I'm gonna share like something new every now and then about the women's health, about the PT field, or whatever I feel like, okay, this is important to know because I got to know and this is very important to me as well. So I'm just gonna share it with you guys. This is my story. Not very dramatic, not very emotional, but this is how it is. Just like pure, honest story from an Indian girl who lives in the States. And I hope people would just get aware about the fitness, health, nutrition, and everything so they can become physically independent in their life. When I see, literally, I have few of my patients who are like more than 90 years old, living by themselves, coming to physical therapy, do their exercises, go home, and they are not just like sitting on their couch at home. They are volunteering every day somewhere. Like they are so physically active. Like if you ask anyone in India about their physical health, when people are in their 90s, they are like, we did enough in our life and that's all.